couple weeks into the offseason, and the news continues to pour in as we have a couple NFC East coaching changes. Meanwhile, James Bradberry drops a cryptic Instagram post, and you don't want to miss what Covey had to say about the Birds' collapse. What is up, everybody? RB here. Welcome into A to Z Philly. You know the drill. Drop a like on this video if you enjoy the content and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of the off-season coverage. Today, we are back. We have some interesting things to jump into, but my question to Eagle Nation out there, let me know your thoughts down below. What is the number one area to address this offseason? Is it a certain player? Is it a certain position, a certain positional group, a certain coach? Obviously, they've made a lot of changes here on the staff, but what is the number one area to address if you are the ownership or front office and you're looking at this team in order to get things back on track next season? Give me your opinion and thoughts down below. And before we jump into all the chaos, a shout out to our sponsor here of today's show, BetMGM. The biggest winner in the big game this year could be you, thanks to BetMGM, the king of sportsbooks, is offering new customers a chance to score $158 in bonus bets instantly. That's right, instantly. Just download the BetMGM app and sign up with the bonus code ATOZPA200 and place a $5 moneyline wager on the big game. You'll receive $158 in bonus bets instantly, regardless of your wager's outcome. So do not miss the opportunity to cross the goal line on the money line as pro football's top teams clash for the chip. And if you can't be in Vegas for the big game, bring the big game excitement to you with the king of sportsbooks. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. 21 only, Pennsylvania only, new customer offer. All right, I want to jump into something first and just have a little laugh. Let's kick it back and just have some fun. All right, because yesterday, as I'm going through and covering the NBA and working the trade deadline, I see this. I see this from Eagle Nation. The Commanders are hiring former Eagles OC Brian Johnson to a, quote, prominent offensive staff role. Oh my gosh, man. First and foremost, all right, nothing personal against BJ, all right? Best of luck. Wish you the best of luck in the rest of your career. But first off, prominent offensive staff role. What the heck does that mean? What does that even mean? I feel like that's a way of saying you're not good, but we don't want you to feel bad. So we'll give you like some weird title. Is he the offensive coordinator or not? If he is the OC, I'm going to feel so much better about this just being a three-team race. Because look, Washington, let me tell you what you're getting. You're getting one of the most non-creative offensive minds in the game. A guy who's going to make no adjustments. He's going to go out there and throw until the cows come home. Like, honestly, you are getting one of the worst ex-offensive coordinators in the game. I can't believe that a team actually gave him this job. He was interviewing for multiple jobs, but honestly, I think we see that nobody really wanted him. And the fact that he goes to the Commanders, right? The Commanders hired Dan Quinn as their coach, a guy that choked in the Super Bowl, and now they're bringing on Brian Johnson to the staff. Let me tell you something, man. There's a reason that bad organizations stay bad. And honestly, I can't think of a better situation to go to, a more perfect, picturesque place for Brian Johnson than the Washington Commanders. That is great. He's staying in the division. Oh, man, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. But best of luck. Best of luck. Hopefully he doesn't make me eat my words. Also in the division, the Cowboys have hired Mike Zimmer as their defensive coordinator. I believe he's been out for a couple years now. He is the third winningest coach in Vikings history, and he's long respected for defensive prowess. However, at the end of the day, what it doesn't add in here, the Vikings didn't win anything. He's the third winningest coach, but if you don't win the big game, if you don't win the title, then who cares? Big hire for Dallas, where Zimmer previously coached from 1994 to 2006. So, he'll be a pretty good defensive coordinator, but nobody's believing in the Cowboys other than America's team propaganda being pushed around. Nobody believes in that team to get over the top, and it's pretty clear why. Their ownership, their quarterback's not good enough. I could go down the list, but just wanted to name those off for in-division moves. Now, James Bradberry made a very cryptic Instagram post, and people are questioning whether this means he's gone. Will he get cut? What will happen with James Bradberry? We talked in our last video about a couple offseason situations where the Eagles could land a couple star players in their secondary, and I wouldn't be opposed to it. But if you cut James Bradberry this year, you're eating $17 million in dead cap, and that is rough. We know he had a bad year, but maybe Vic Fangio's scheme will actually be more inclined to help the James Bradberrys of the world, where you actually give him some more assistance. Because let's be honest, he had one of the worst seasons maybe ever. He literally hit rock bottom. And in this game, where the Seahawks in the first game of Matt Patricia go on a 92-yard game-winning drive, and if you remember, Bradberry got toasted for the game-winning touchdown. And you even see this Eagle fan here in the background holding up a sign. It says "Fire Big Dom," or sorry, "Free Big Dom." And Eagle fans were still excited, but they were looking at James Bradberry, who's walking off here with his head down because he knew he costed that. And this is the picture you want to post on Instagram. Is that more of a post where it's like, here's my revenge tour, I'm going to come back and earn these fans over? I hope so. Because if you're out here acting like, everybody's looking at me and they're hating on me, whatever, when it was more involved in terms of the situation, I don't want him to take that attitude. Knowing the kind of person he is, I don't think he would have malintent posting this kind of post on Instagram, but I guess that remains to be seen. We'll see what the Eagles do, or if they can find some way to trade him this offseason. Now, the biggest and most important thing is what Britton Covey said yesterday. And shout out to my guy Chase Sr., who is at the Super Bowl, the media stuff. And I believe he got to sit down with Britton Covey here for like an extended interview. And he asked Britton Covey for an honest assessment of what went wrong with the Philadelphia Eagles. And I just want you to listen to this quote, okay? Because there's a lot in here to unpack. He says, quote, "I definitely think we got emotionally tired trying to figure out what the problem was. There was some miscommunication from coaches to players. There was some pointing fingers from player to player, and there was letting outside voices impact our love for the game and the happiness we had. All of that combined to kind of make us spiral." So essentially, the whole damn house came burning down, and that's what it looked like from the outside. It wasn't just one person or one thing. It was everybody. Nobody seemed to believe in anything they were doing. There was miscommunication. Maybe guys didn't like other people, and everybody was going at each other, and they were listening to the outside noise. But really, the most detrimental part in this is when he says there was pointing fingers from player to player. Which players were going at others? That can't happen in a successful locker room. For a team to be committed, sure, you can have gripes, you can have arguments, you can have little scuffles or whatever, but to get to the big game, to go all the way, to win a world title, people have to be locked in and bought in to the bigger picture, the mentality, what is being preached from the top down. And that's actually a big reason why people kept saying that Sirianni should get fired, because it doesn't even seem like anybody believed in him. He wasn't able to instill that in any of his coaches or his players. And that's why it'll be an interesting start to this next season. Now, I do respect Britton Covey as not a star or anything close to it. Obviously, he had a good year, but he's just a punt returner, okay? And he made these type of statements, so it is interesting. He says the team was emotionally tired, and when you go from 10-1 to collapsing, you're having one of the worst stretches, worst collapses in NFL history, and nobody knows how to fix it. Yeah, I mean, things just start to crumble from the inside, and it is concerning to hear. But maybe they just weren't that damn good to begin with. And I really do feel like from the coaching standpoint, they didn't put them in situations to succeed. And they should never, ever let, personalities or outside reporters or noise try to get to them and affect them from the joy of the game. So that is a concerning statement as it relates to last year. Hopefully they got the toxins out of the building or will do so. But if this continues and guys are feeling like this, you are not on track for any type of success. So shout out to Chase for asking the tough question, and shout out to Britton Covey for opening up. But, hopefully whoever these people are will not be a part of this organization next year. Because again, man, it's time to get things back on track. But give me your thoughts on that, and give me all your thoughts on the Eagles down below as we go into the offseason. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. As always, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. That being said, I'll catch you all on the next one. Peace.